the volume of containers, the tonnage that has shifted back to the West Coast from the East Coast has been perhaps nothing short of stunning. Did you see it coming, and do you think that that trend back to where you are as opposed to the East will continue in 2021?
Good afternoon, Brian. And yes, we did see it coming. We said there would be 3 swings to the pendulum, and we're in about the third one of that nature. It's all the change in the American consumer. We're not buying services, we're buying goods.
How is the backlog from the availability of getting chassis and cranes on the ships to the truckers to everything else? How is the current supply chain at the port functioning?
It is strained, Brian. We've got more cargo coming in, 50% more than we had during the first 6 months of 2020. We've also seen exports decline for 23 of the last 25 months, mainly on the heels of trade policy. So we're stretched from an asset provisioning standpoint, whether it be rail cars, trucks, or those chassis wheels you mentioned.
So if I'm hearing you right, Gene, and this is, I guess, not a good news story for parts of the American economy, there is a ton of stuff coming in, most of it from Asia and China specifically, but far less American goods going out to be sold on that side of the Pacific.
That's correct. And in addition to the trade policy, it's the strength of the U.S. dollar that makes our goods a little bit more than they would be otherwise for competing nations in the same product categories. And right now, the most startling statistic is that we're shipping back 2 times the amount of empty boxes that we are American exports across our docks.
Well, listen, I know you're in sort of a fixed physical environment. It's hard to get things done sometimes. In California, my beloved home state, I'm an LA kid. The Gerald Desmond Bridge just opened up. That's great news for Long Beach, and I think you as well from an infrastructure perspective. But if you could say to somebody, I need this one thing. Is it truckers? Is it more trains? Is it fewer ships? What would you say you needed the most of right now, Gene?
It's an industry-wide and a nationwide adoption of digitization. Being able to have a line of sight as to what's coming at us nationwide, giving shippers the choice to go through whatever gateway they see as most opportunistic and fluid for them, and being able to move more than 60,000 trucks a day and 100 trains a day with a lot more insight that digitization can give us would be the request I have.
And who would do that? And who would pay for that?
We're paying for it now. We've adopted the nation's first and only port community system, code developed with General Electric Transportation and Wabtec. We've also brought in a number of partners, but we need more. And that includes our neighbor next door, as well as others in the supply chain to be able to feed information back and forth, share it, and make this a more fluid situation. The other piece is, Brian, the containers are dwelling for a lot longer, twice as long out on the street awaiting appointments at warehouses, and nearly twice as long right there on our terminal docks. The velocity has to speed up, and that digital technology can help us.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.